Hi, it's Friday, I'm puffy, it's the morning, and I've got a cup of tea. It must be tea time Friday. Today I wanted to talk about three things. I wanted to talk about writing things down, good student versus bad student, and music to help you work. Let's get into it. So today's tea is, I have some Dr. Stewart's fennel tea, and I've got my first ever China mug. So excited. So I've dressed to match the mug. I'm impressed with myself. Okay, so let's get into it. Writing things down. I have learnt this week, I think it's because the recovery from the illness, I've had fog of the brain, right? A bit like fog on the time, but in my head, right? Only people in the UK and of a certain age will get that reference. Because my head's been foggy, I've been having to write things down more often than I would do. I like writing things down anyway. I advocate it to all my students. It's a really good technique, but oh my lord, I didn't realise, you know, when you revisit a technique that you've kind of been using all the time, but you take it to another level, you realise how good of a technique it is. When you write things down, they actually happen. So you have to take ideas out of your head. If you say to yourself, I'm going to study for 2 hours a day, don't just say that in your head. Write it down and be specific. This is the key I've discovered. Being specific. Don't just say you're going to work 2 hours. Say I'm going to work between 6 and 8, or I'm going to work between 4 and 5 and 7 and 8. Right? Write it down, be specific. Because then you have a kind of accountability to yourself. And it makes everything infinitely easier. It's almost like every time I was writing something down, it was taking a brick off my brain, right? Lifting it off. So I could breathe and think and relax a little bit up here, right? Where this mop is, where this curly mop is. So write things down, people. Write things down. This was a valuable lesson for this week. Then I also wanted to talk about good student, bad student, and this kind of came off the back of watching Summer School, Indian Summer School, again, only if you were watching Channel 4 last night at a certain time in the UK would you have heard of this programme. But basically, it's where these kids have got terrible grades, go to the equivalent of Eton in India, and study for, I think, 6 months. I only caught half of the programme. And it kind of made me realise something I kind of already knew, right? That we assume something about ourselves. We all make self-assumptions. So you either say you're good at something or you're bad at something. And this is very much about a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. And sometimes I like to think that I've got a growth mindset. Anything is doable. Everything is workoutable, right? Practice doesn't make perfect. It just makes better and better and better. But we all have those moments where we say that we are good or we are bad. And really what we have to come to terms with is the fact that we're both, right? Even my best, my hardest grafting top grade students have days when they feel lazy. Have days when they don't feel into it. But the difference is, right? And this is a quote from my favourite motivational speaker, Les Brown. If you're going to fall down, fall on your back. Because if you can look up, you can get up. And these people that are fundamentally, they consider themselves to be good students, always fall on their back. And literally leap off their back straight away, right? The other ones fall in a mud, right? Face first. And they're kind of perpetually telling themselves, I'm bad, I'm this, I'm that. It's all woe, 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 doom, gloom, terrible, terrible, terrible. And when you're like that, that's so hard to drag yourself out of, right? Imagine dragging yourself out of mud when you're face down in it. So if you're gonna fall down in your study quest, fall on your back so you can be in that moment on your back, but then when you're ready, you can get up, right? That's the most important thing. And I kind of, when I was being sick, I was kind of beating myself up a little bit. Oh man, I say I'm like this study guru and all these organisational skills, and I can't even organise myself when I've been ill. No, man. Sometimes we all have those moments, and that's okay. You just got to get back up, right? Pull yourself back up. The last thing I wanted to talk about, and it kind of goes along with that, right, is music and study environment, work environment, right, whatever you want to call it. I stick by my original advocation that music is generally bad, but it really depends on the kind of music. I can't listen to any kind of shaky booty music, anything too dancey, anything too get up, because then I get up and don't get down to work. So I can't listen to anything lyrical, anything too dancey, and I can't listen to Beethoven because I end up pretending I'm a conductor. But I've been just typing in meditation music, and I get some really like I have no tune whatsoever, so I apologise profusely for the catcalling you just heard. But that's the sort of thing I've been listening to. And because I've completely, because of this illness, fallen out of my routine completely, I needed something just to kickstart me. So I really only need the music for about 5 minutes just to get me typing or writing something on the page. The second 5 minutes is up and I'm fully concentrating, I need the music off. I'm back to silence. Silence is golden, golden. Because then I really can't concentrate with music is in the background. So I talk a lot about finding your study environment and finding the way that you work, but acknowledge that actually sometimes those things change, and that's okay. Sometimes you're in a different mode, you're in a different environment, you're in a different frame of mind, and you need to make adjustments. So I made an adjustment with music. I don't usually listen to it, but I introduced it. I think I'm phasing it out already. I think I'm back on track, but at least acknowledge that you can change the way that you work. You just need to find your perfect study environment that's perfect for now. There is nothing that's perfect for life, right? I think this might be the only time I've basically, you can't even see, I've basically finished my tea for the first time ever on a Tea Time Friday. Fennel is good. Maybe it's my new drink. Anyway, that was me, Jade, Coordinated Minds, Tea Time Friday. I'm here every Friday around the same time in the morning. So come over and join me. Like, subscribe, share, do all of that good stuff. And if I'm doing my Tea Times Friday, that's my thing, right? My study videos are taking a kind of back burner because I need to organise myself better. Videoing takes a lot longer than I thought it would. So I'm trying to stay at least on it by Tea Times Friday. But if you have any study questions, any study queries, if you're a parent and you want help with your kids getting them study, put them in the comments below and I am here to serve you. If not, I will see you here next Friday for another Tea Time Friday. And as always, remember, study like a boss.